What's up, guys? Hope you're all having a great day. In today's live stream, we got, where is it? We have, where is it? We have the Five Nights at Freddy's movie book, guys. So this is really exciting. I also have the camera on my phone that I'm using, as well as the camera on my laptop right there, and I also have the camera from my camera up over here. And so what's actually very exciting, what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to use my skills in filmmaking and my degree in business to make this stream as good as it can possibly be. So we got a 3-camera system going on right now. Right now I'm going to move this one out of the way, and we got this one right here. We have a book cam down here. So this... Sorry about that. Hit my funny bone. So yeah, we have the book camera right here, we have the book camera. Where is it? We have the book camera right here, and we have the phone camera right here, and we have the laptop camera right here. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff is happening. Let me move this up a little bit. Like right there is fine. Yeah, so oh my gosh, this is gonna be hilarious. Oh my lord. This is gonna be awesome. Oh my god. We got it, guys. Okay. Fnaf Freddy's. Let me get the stream chat up here. I'm excited. Where is it? YouTube. Oh, dude. Safari's been so weird lately. Guys, you better like and subscribe. Okay, because this equipment right here, and the time it took, oh my lord, I hate that angle. The time it took for me to set all this up is going to cost me a lot of money. Okay, I usually get paid for this kind of stuff, and the fact that I'm doing it for you guys, it's taking time out of my day to make this stream even more high quality than was before. So I don't know. Oh, SamCats123 is live. Bro, that's awesome. I love SamCats123. To make this stream even more high quality than was before.
Look at this. Who's this?
So, I don't know. Oh, SamCats123 is live.
Look at this.
Bro, that's
Look how
awesome.
cool this is.
I love SamCats123.
Look at how...
To make this stream even more high quality than was before.
Look at this. What is this?
So,
stop doing that.
I don't know.
Look at who's this?
Oh, SamCats123 is live.
Look at Get out of the TV.
Bro,
look how cool.
Get out of the TV. I love SamCats123.
Look at how,
to make this stream even more high quality than
oh, there's a little alert. There's a small. What is it? The little me.
So,
stop doing that. There's a little me right there.
Oh, SamCats123 is live.
Get out of the TV. Look how cool.
Get out of the TV. I love SamCats123. To make this stream even more high quality than
oh, there's a little alert. It's actually small. What is it? The little me.
So,
stop doing that. There's a little me right there.
Oh, SamCats123 is live.
Get out of the TV. Look how cool.
Get out of the TV. I love SamCats123. To make this stream even more high quality than
oh, there's a little alert. It's actually small. What is it? The little me.
So,
stop doing that. There's a little me right there.
Oh, SamCats123 is live.
Get out of the TV. Look how cool.
Get out of the TV. I love SamCats123. To make this stream even more high quality than
oh, there's a little alert. It's actually small. What is it? The little me.
So,
Sam Catherine 3, what? Get out of the TV. Get out of the TV. What is the little one? Sam Catherine 3, what? Get out of the TV. Get out of the TV. What is the little one? Sam Catherine 3, what? Get out of the TV. Get out of the TV. What is the little one? Sam Catherine 3, what? Get out of the TV. Get out of the TV.
That was weird. Sorry about that. Some audio problems was happening. I'm actually mistaken. I'm gonna have to change the name of the stream because I think this is supposed to be chapters 15 through 16. That was my bad. It's been a second since I picked up this book. But I hope you guys can forgive me, and I hope I didn't mess up too bad. So yeah. Should be good. Should be good. Jolly, jolly good. Okay. When are people gonna join? You idiots. You dumbos. I don't even need you. I don't even need you. I can make my own 3 a.m. channel. I can make my own 3 a.m. videos. Yeah, so book. We got the book down here. Finally. Book. Okay. So, book and egg and cheese. Isn't that funny? Elsie's here. Elsie, we got a new setup today. Big news. Big setup. Big setup, big news. Big news set. We got a big news. Setup time. Setup time. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Grilled cheese. I want a grilled cheese. I want you to grill me a cheese. Grilled cheese. Okay. I don't think we can get the chat working yet. But that's okay. That's alright. That's fine. I didn't even want that anyway. Bacon, egg, and cheese, Elsie. That's actually hilarious. That's actually really funny. Oh my gosh. That's actually hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's actually so funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's. Chapter 15. Bacon, egg, and cheese. A couple hours after Vanessa left, Mike stood in his kitchen and watched the sky outside his window turn orange. For the 5th time, he redialed Max's number. Or redialed Max's number. When he put a phone to his ear, he heard the same thing he'd already heard 4 times. "Hey, it's Maxine," Max's voice said. "Leave a message or don't." Mike sighed and dropped his phone. He glanced over at Abby, already in her flannel PJs, pink with bright red stars all over. Abby was sitting on the sofa. She had Dolph. Dude, Dolph is slang for dolphin. If anyone's just joining the stream. Hey, if anyone's just joining the stream, Dolph means dolphin. I'm just using slang. Dolph means dolphin. Dolph means dolphin. I'm just using slang, guys. Don't worry, I'm just using slang. Dolph means dolphin. I'm using slang. I'm just using slang, guys. Dolph means dolphin. Okay. No! Book cam! No! Alright, book cam is back. Don't worry, guys. Can I change the shutter speed and make this look awful? I think I can. I think I can. Bro, I'm reading the holy texts. Oh my gosh. This is so important, guys. It's the holy Five Nights at Freddy's text. Okay. She had Dolph tucked under one arm. Abby was sitting on the sofa, and her drawing pad was on her lap. Of course, she was drawing the... What? Of course she was drawing. The TV was on in the background, and of course, she didn't seem to be paying attention to it. It's so bright. It's so bright. Look at how bright this is. It's taking up the whole screen. Oh my gosh, that's guys, I can't do the stream anymore. My book exploded. Ah! That was a prank. For anyone just joining the stream, that was a prank. Oh! Mike looked back outside again. The sky was still orange, and the orange color was getting deeper. He looked at his watch. He was running out of time. "Where are you?" Mike said out loud, as he dialed Max's number for the 6th time. Mike listened to Max's message. Mike listened to Max's message once again. He heaved another louder sigh. He looked over at Abby. She lifted her head and met his gaze. Hold on, I gotta blow up my book real fast. Guys, I can't believe they did this to the Five Nights at Freddy's book. I'm sorry, I'm just so interested in the multicam setup. This is so cool. I gotta blow up my book real fast. Bro. Okay. Okay, gotta lock in. He looked over at Abby. She lifted her head and met his gaze. Rubber crunching over loose rocks and broken gravel. Engine lugging. Mike's old car coughed to a stop. Again, against the curve in front of Freddy's. Mike looked through his windshield at the old building. This is a very bad idea, Mike thought. My butt keeps... All our meat keeps blowing up! When the sun had gone down, a thin fog had rolled down out of the hills at the edge of town. Wait, I have an idea. So... Sorry, guys, my camera blew up. It went out. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. We're good. Okay. So, bacon, egg, and cheese. When the sun had gone down, a thin fog rolled down out of the hills at the edge of town. The moon, slightly larger tonight than the night before, still managed to deliver its shine, but that shine was smeared by a dense, moist air. The hazy moonlight on the pizzeria made the building look otherworldly. Mike's imagination turned the building into a big hand, just wanting to reach out and grab the car. Mike turned and looked at his sister, who sat primly upright in the back seat, still in her PJs and still clutching Dolph. Abby was encouraged and scorched next to a large black backpack, when Mike had stuffed with blankets for a hidey tent and a sleeping bag. Abby was looking eagerly at Freddy's. You would have thought they were outside an amusement park. This isn't a vacation, Abs, Mike said. You're not here to have fun. Abby kept her gaze on the pizzeria. Okay, she said. Mike deepened his voice, attempting to sound stern. I will work, he said. You will sleep, and under no circumstances are you to leave my office. Ow! Oh! Keep hitting my elbow on this drawer. This drawer right here, I keep hitting my elbow on it. This one right here. We're going to keep a drawer cam right here. We're going to keep a drawer cam right here for whenever I hit my elbow on the drawer again. We're going to put the drawer cam. Let's put the drawer cam. Let's put the drawer cam right here. So we got a drawer cam for whenever I hit my elbow on this drawer. Okay. Is that funny? Is that funny? Is that funny? Is that actually a little funny? Chat. Chat, is that funny? Chat, is that funny? Okay, something about bacon, egg, and cheese. Something about vacation. Abby kept staring at Freddy's. Mike leaned over the seat and waved his hand in front of his sister's face. I need you to look at me and tell me you understand. Abby didn't shift her gaze. I understand, she said. Mike raised his voice. Abby! Abby finally looked at him. I understand. She managed to burden the words with 2 tones of attitude. The heavy metal door clanged shut, as usual, after Mike unshired his sister inside the restaurant. As the bone-rattled clank stopped reverbing, Mike stared at his lobby in dismay. What happened? Abby asked. My elbow hurts so much. Ow, I'm glad we got the elbow cam right here so we can see my elbow. Something about bacon, egg, and cheese? I don't know. Mike's gaze hopped from the broken glass to the ragged holes in the drywall. He took in the benches, torn vinyl. He frowned at a stream of quarters that seemed to lean down the hallway. Mike adjusted the strap of the large backpack he had slung over his shoulder. He looked down at his sister. Give me your hand. Surprisingly, she did so without hesitation. Mike began guiding her forward. She did his best to weave around the worst of the glass shards, but navigating Abby through the destruction was unnerving. He felt like he was leading his sister to her execution. It smells funny here, Abby said, as Mike deliberately put his body between hers and the archway to the dining room. One glance through the arch told Mike that the damage in that room was not even worse than what he was seeing in the lobby. Not the hallway was much better. What am I reading? One glance through the arch told Mike that the damage in the room was even worse than what he was seeing in the hallway. Not that the hallway was much better. Like the lobby, the hallway floor was carpeted in glass. And the trail of coins continued. Abby was right about the smell. Freddy's had never smelled great. But now its odors were even worse. The smell was pungent, and Mike's nostrils burned. Continuing to step carefully, Mike got Abby down the length of the hall. He ushered her into the office. Once there, he let go of Abby's hand and shut the door. Abby stepped forward and looked around, her eyes bright and curious. The office strangely appeared to be untouched by the vandals. All the electronic equipment was as it should be. Huh, Mike thought, dismissing the mystery of why vandals hadn't destroyed the CCTV monitors. Mike turned his attention to getting Abby settled. He slipped the backpack off his shoulder. "Help me make your hidey tent," Mike said to Abby. Abby, who had been inching towards the desk and the monitors, turned back towards Mike. She nodded. For the next few minutes, Mike and Abby worked together to form a hidey tent from the blankets, using the filing cabinets as tent posts. Okay, thank you, Elbow Cam. You did your service being Elbow Cam. Now we got Forehead Cam. Let's get Forehead Cam. Sweet. Okay, we got Forehead Cam. I don't know. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's. We got all the different things. Okay. What's happening? Something about bacon, egg, and cheese? What? Bacon, egg, and cheese! For the next few minutes, Mike and Abby worked together to form a hidey tent from blankets using the filing cabinets as tent posts. Yada yada, we know this. They unrolled her sleeping bag and Abby crawled inside of it. Once there, she snuggled into a ball on her side, doll firmly pressed against her chest. Mike, crouching on his heels in front of the makeshift tent flaps, was happy to see that Abby's lids were drooped. "Do you want me to turn off the light?" he asked. Abby shook her head. Her lids fluttered even lower. "Good night," Mike said. Abby didn't respond. Her eyes had closed. Mike backed through the overlapping blankets. He stared to let them fall together. But he paused when Abby spoke. "It's like we're camping," Abby said. Her voice was nearly whisper-soft, groggy. Mike opened his mouth to respond, but he saw his sister's mouth drop open slightly. Her breathing slowed. Mike smiled. How long has that been there? That's so funny. Mike smiled and closed up the hidey tent. He exhaled softly, the concern that he was making a mistake bringing Abby to Freddy's abating now that she was tucked in. It's going to be okay, Mike thought. That's really cool symbolism. Camping. Because his brother died camping. That's actually epic. Mike straightened and crossed over the desk. He checked the CCTV monitors, scanning all of the interior feeds. Wow, he thought. Someone really did a number on this place. Mike frowned. He was sure he locked up the night of the storm, but he still felt guilty about what had happened. He glanced at the hidey tent. Pee-wee, childish snoring sounds were coming from within the overlapping blankets. Mike looked back at the monitors. Now it's back at the monitor. He sighed. Vandalism cleanup wasn't in his job description, but he couldn't leave the place this way. I thought it was in his job description. Whatever. Something about bacon, egg, and cheese. I don't know. He shook off his willies. Sure he was. What? Looking at the closed door for a moment, Mike hesitated. She was safe in there, wasn't she? He shook off his willies. Sure she was. Mike took a step forward and cringed at the crunched glass beneath his feet. Step one, he decided. He had to be sweeping up all the glass. Resolved, Mike strode down the hall. He ignored the crackling and tingling sound that his feet made when they shattered more glass and kicked air in quarters. Halfway down the hall, Mike stopped in front of the frosted glass fronted door of the supply closet. Frosted glass fronted door of the supplies closet. Opening the door, he reached in and up. He put his hand on the pull string that hung from the closet single bulb, then hesitated. The closet wasn't covered by CCTV, and given the chaotic shambles in the rest of the pizzeria, he wasn't sure what he was going to find in there. Mike yanked on the pull string. The bulb came on, and Mike glanced at a perfectly ordinary collection of janitor equipment. Maybe it was a little jostled, but otherwise it seemed to be... Wait, what was that? Glancing at the open door, Mike noticed a few drops of red on the frosted glass. A faint smear. Was that blood? Mike shrugged. Maybe one of the vandals cut themselves. Mike stepped forward and turned to his left. Instantly, he jumped back. "Oh, good grief," he said. When he had startled himself was the stupid balloon boy. Mike made a face at the grinning little bug-eyed doll. Does that happen in the movie? The balloon boy coming when he's cleaning up the area? I don't know. "How'd you get in here?" Mike asked the doll. Vandals with a sense of humor, he thought. Mike turned the boy's face toward the hall, ignoring the little pit-pat of his nerve endings. Why did the stupid doll get him? Mike grabbed a push broom. He quickly turned around, tugged on the light cord, and left the supply closet. He shut the door firmly behind him. For the next couple hours, Mike put his nose to the grindstone. Having been a janitor several times, Mike could handle a push broom like a pro. So, the work, though not the most fun in the world, wasn't difficult. Starting in the hallway, Mike swept everything that littered the floor into a pile that he pushed against one side of the dining room. The pile included all the glass from the hall and the lobby and all the coins that were strewn around. He was tempted to go through the pile and pull out the coins. It would be kind of like panning for gold, but he decided to deal with that later. Mike consolidated all of the dining room furniture, making another pile of broken chairs and tables in the arcade area. He couldn't really do much with the destroyed game cabinets. All he could really do was more sweeping. The glass that littered the floor were joined to the glass in the dining room pile. When he was sweeping in front of the stage, Mike encouraged a yellow puddle and strode ammonia odor gross. What? When he was sweeping in front of the stage, Mike encountered a yellow puddle and a strong ammonia odor. Gross. Ammonia order. Guys, it's ammonia order time. Finally, ammonia order time. That does not say odor. That says order. Hold on. I'm going to fact check this. Look. Where is it? Yeah, ammonia order. That doesn't say odor. What's the ammonia order? Am I missing something? Ammonia Among Us. Ammonia order. Ammonia order. Purchasing ammonia, such as for cleaning products or a distinct sharp smell of ammonia gas. Is ammonia order a thing? Is that a thing? Do people say ammonia order? Because I think this might be like a typo. What's going on here? That's an ammonia order moment. That's an ammonia order moment. That's an ammonia moment. That's an ammonia moment. That is an ammonia moment. Guys, that's an ammonia moment. That's an ammonia moment. Why does it say ammonia order? Ammonia order. Finally, ammonia order. Gross, Mike said. Pushing his broom ahead of him, Mike headed to the kitchen. When he passed through the service stores into the vast stainless steel domain, he sighed. This was going to be another big job, but Mike tackled it. Righting shelve units, returning pots and pans, dented but still usable. My book keeps blowing up. All our food keeps blowing up. My goal is to blow up, then act like I don't know nobody. Guys, this. Okay, this is epic. Okay, where are we talking about ammonia order? Righting shelve units, returning pots and pans, dented but still usable, to their place, and sweeping up more broken shards. These were thicker pieces of dinerware. Mike got the kitchen back in semi-order. Then he returned to the task that had originally brought him in here. He filled a couple buckets with warm, soapy water. Mike took the buckets to the stage, returned to the supply closet to get a mop, and then headed back to the stage again. He spent the next several minutes thoroughly cleaning the area at the base of the center stage. He even cleaned past that area, wanting to be sure he didn't miss a single speck of what one vandal had left behind. Once Mike was done with the cleanup, he left the buckets where they were. He'd take care of them later. He was running out of steam, and he still had a lot to do. Returning to the supply closet, Mike found a dustpan and a box of heavy-duty garbage bags. He then tackled the task of turning his pile of glass and debris into 4 tidy bags of vandal detritus. Is this about to be a chapter of Mike Cleaning Simulator? Bacon, egg, and cheese simulator? And he filtered out the coins. Not sure what to do with the pile of quarters, Mike put them in another bag. He took the overstuffed bags back to the loading dock where he discovered how the vandals had gotten in. He found a broken padlock lying on the floor. A new one had already been installed on the outer door, and he saw that the back door to the kitchen was broken down. The break-in hadn't been Mike's fault at all. Finally! What? Mike retreated to the archway with the bag of coins and his mop and broom. He stepped there to survey his handiwork, and he wasn't fully unsatisfied with it. The room looked better than it had, and it was the best he could do at the moment. He said, finally. Finally, padlock. Finally. Mike took the mop and broom back to the supply closet. He stowed the bag of coins there, too. Then, his shoulders and back yelling at him for all physical labor he'd put them through, Mike returned to the office. Mike opened the office door slowly, and he stepped softly as he entered. He looked towards the hidey tent, and he was happy to hear Abby was still quietly snoring away. Aww, that's a wholesome Chungus moment. If there's any moment, that's a wholesome Chungus moment. If I've seen a lot of wholesome Chungus, moments in my day, but that is one wholesome Chungus moment. How wholesome? Oh, what was I talking about? Something about bacon, egg, and cheese. Something about bacon, egg, and cheese, I think. Mike opened the office door slowly, swinging a He glanced up at the clock above the tent. It was almost 4 a.m. Dang it, so close. Mike looked at the desk chair briefly. He thought about the promise he'd made to Vanessa, but the chair beckoned, and he was wiped out. Mike gave in to his need for rest and the compulsion to his routine. He set up his cassette tape player, rested his gaze on his taped-together poster, and in seconds, his eyes were closing, and the pine trees were swaying in his mind. No pills needed. Bro, we're about to get to the funny italicized text. That means he's in a dream. That's a wholesome dream Chungus moment. This is going to be a short live stream. I mean, if I didn't waste so much time in the beginning, it would have been a short live stream. Hey, Elijah! We just finished chapter 16, bruh. It was short. You want the summary of it? You want the summary of chapter 16? Abby is sleeping in the pizzeria now. Mike cleaned up the pizzeria. Now Mike's going to sleep. That's the whole thing. That's the whole book. He gets jump scared by Balloon Boy again, which wasn't in the movie. There's the other two that's in the movies, but this one isn't in the movie. That's the summary. Finally, multicam. We got a multicam set up. I'm really excited. Multicam. Elijah, let's get some books in the chat if you want to see my book blow up. I'm waiting. Ammonia odor. Book. Wait, why didn't it blow up? Wait, what did I do to my camera? Okay, ready to see my book blow up? No! No! It blew up! On my back! Finally! Wholesome Chuggus moments. Sorry, my chat was off. I didn't see your messages until just now. I didn't realize you've been in here for so long. Pretty cool. Pretty Chungus. Pretty wholesome Chungus. I'm having a good time. I hope you guys are having a good time. Did I mess it up again? This is not supposed to be titled this. Can I change this? I don't know if I can change this. I'll have to change the vlog. Yeah, it still says 15 and 16. Wait, am I doing 15 and 16? Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I'm wrong. We're doing 15 and 16. So we're starting 16 now. 16 isn't that big a chapter either. Alright, we got book cam, guys. We got book cam. Book cam. Book cam. Book cam. Book cam. Book cam. We got 2 book cam. Okay, we got 4K footage right here. We got 4K footage. We got 4K footage. Abby wasn't sure what woke her up, but something did. Sitting up, Abby rubbed her eyes and yawned. She listened, expecting to hear Mike moving around. When she didn't, she parted the overlapped blankets of the makeshift Heidi tent. She grinned. Mike was totally zonked out in the office chair. His head lolled backwards. Lol. His mouth hanging open. Did you guys... Guys, if you're just joining the stream, LOL means lol. I'm just using slang. LOL means lol. This isn't CGI. This is actually real. This is actually real, guys. This is actually real. Also, I'm going to give you guys an update on Arizona. It's been raining all week, and it's going to flood, and I think everyone in Arizona is going to die. And I got to move my car just in case it floods. So that way my car doesn't break and it doesn't die. But it looks like everyone in Arizona is going to die. This is what it says on the news, and this is what it says on social media, and this is what it says on Reddit. Everyone's gonna die in Arizona, and probably Texas too. And New Mexico is where they filmed Breaking Bad. Did I break book cam? Book cam. There we go. We're good. Dude, rip Sam. No, I'm not gonna die. I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Florida this weekend. I'm not gonna die, but every single person in Arizona is gonna die, which sucks. Kind of sucks. You know, it's just kind of lame. I'll tell you what. Arizona does not handle storms well. Because of all the palm trees and stuff, you go out there, and after like a light rain, you go out there and there's palm tree branches all over the floor. And there's trash everywhere. And it's like, my microphone keeps peaking. Oh my lord. Has this been this bad this whole time? Okay, test. Test. Okay, that's looking better. Elijah, does this sound better? Bacon, egg, and cheese! Does that sound better? Bacon, egg, and cheese! Cheese! Does that sound good? Does that actually sound good? It's like the third time I hit my elbow on the freaking drawer, guys. We like to get a little silly around here. Alright. The MacBook mic is gonna peak no matter what. No! How about that? Because I see it going down. It's at 19 decibels. Let's do minus 19 decibels. Okay, I'm at minus 27.9. Is that too quiet? Bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese! Dude, this multicam setup is so cool. I'm loving it so much. I'm bada-ba-ba-ba-ing right now. I'm loving it. Bada-ba-ba-ba, bada-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, bada-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Dude, finally, extended McDonald's theme. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Alright, we're good. Finally, Knuckles. Dude, when are we gonna get Knuckles Season 2 where there's no actual Sonic characters in it? And it's just the police officer the whole time. When are we gonna get Season 2 of that? Come on, give the fans what they want. Alright. When are we gonna get Knuckles the Echidna Passover 2? Alright. Tucking Dolph under her arms. For anyone just joining the stream, Dolph means dolphin. I'm just using slang. Abby stood. She tiptoed toward the desk. Mike, she whispered. Abby stepped forward and poked Mike slightly on the bicep. He snorted, but he didn't wake up. She grinned again, wider this time. Cool. Abby quickly ducked back inside her hidey tent. Setting down Dolph, she dug inside her sleeping bag to get the overalls she'd stashed there. Mike had thought she'd spent the night in her PJs, but she'd hoped she'd get the chance she had now, and she was prepared for it. Abby quickly changed into a pale pink tee and pulled darker pink overalls over it. She stuffed her PJs into the sleeping bag, and she tucked Dolph means dolphin, I'm just using slang, into the bag too. She stood. Abby dresses a little too quirky in this thing. It's kind of starting to piss me off. She's got to stop wearing those overalls. What do you work on a farm? Oh, overalls! I wear overalls! Stop it! Stop wearing overalls. There are good, hardworking Americans in America that wear overalls and have to go through farm every single day, and they work so hard, and they work really, really hard on farm, and they have to wear overalls and flannels every single day, and you're treating it like it's some sort of fashion trend. It's just like people, it's just like people who wear glasses for fashion. Here's the tea. Bacon, egg, and cheese. I'll be right back, Abby told her dead-to-the-world brother. Oh my gosh. Abby stepped over the office door. She eased it open, and she slipped out into the hallway. At the fringes of her consciousness. At the fringes of his consciousness, Mike thought he heard the soft clink of a door closing. Or was that the clipped-off chirp of one of the birds he could hear in the trees? A single bird chirped from the branch undulating in the breeze. The branch creaked and its leaves rustled. Who are you, Mario? Dude, Abby better stop stealing Mario's attire. Ammonia order! Order up! Order up! Yeah, can I get one order ammonia, please? Ammonia order. What was I looking up? Undulating. Is that like the scientific term for peeing? Having a smoothing, rising, or falling form or outline. My computer never gets hot. It's having a hard time. I think it's having a hard time with all these cameras. Okay, having a soothing, rising, or falling form or outline. Weird. What an oddly specific word. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Abby stepped through the archway and surveyed the huge empty room that stretched out before her. No, not empty. Abby spotted a big pile of sad-looking tables and chairs. The shape of the pile reminded Abby of a sleeping bear. She hoped the table and chair bear was happy. That's adorable. Abby's gaze moved past the table and chair bear. Oh my gosh, stop. On the other side of the room, wide stage curtains were closed over a long stage. She smiled and headed that way. Climbing up the short flight of stairs to the stage, Abby headed toward the middle of the curtains. When she got there, a thud sounded from behind the curtains, and then Freddy Fazbear ate her, and she died! Oh, I think I read that wrong. Yeah, I read that wrong. I was reading something like further on in the book. When she got there, a thud sounded from behind the curtains. Then a clickety-clack. Yeah, I was reading something else. Hello? Abby called out. She parted the curtains and looked behind them. The stage was like the inside of a hidey tent in the middle of the night. Abby couldn't see a thing. Chair Bear, they're extra chairing. How wholesome chungus. The stage was like the outside of the hidey tent in the middle of the night. I know you're back here, Abby said. You might as well come out. A burst of children's laughter crackled from the stage speakers. How fun, Abby thought. Looking up at the speakers above her head, she giggled. Clever, she said, smiling, as if responding to Abby's comment. The grr of grinding metal and several thumping footsteps started coming Abby's way. Abby's smile wavered a little, but she was sure. Well, pretty sure everything was okay. The footsteps belonged to someone really big. Maybe it wasn't what Abby thought it was. Abby took a step back, but she kept hold of the curtain. She strained to see inside the backstage area a lurching surge of movement. More footsteps. They made the stage shake under Abby's feet. They were coming towards Abby. And then Freddy Fazbear killed Abby and ate her in real life. Okay, so that's what I was reading earlier. Cool. Abby tilted her head back and gazed up, way, way up, into the big white eyes of a bear. It was a much more real-looking bear than the table and chair bear. And then Freddy Fazbear ate Abby, and she died in real life and also in Five Nights at Freddy's. Mike, feeling no need to run, because there's no point, walks out of the thickets of trees at the edge of the road. The black car roars away, but Mike doesn't even glance at it. He's more interested in the blonde boy, who is sitting by himself in the middle of the dirt and gravel road, his back to Mike. Mike moves toward the boy. I know who you are, he says. The boy ignores him. All of you, Mike goes. You're those kids, the ones who disappeared. I thought that was revealed later, like at the end of the book. When, like, weird. What? Mike, no, book cam. Okay, book cam is back. Don't worry, guys. Nothing's gonna happen to book cam. No! We have a little bit of fun. We just have a little bit of fun. All of you, Mike goes, you're those missing kids, the ones who disappeared. That's kind of redundant. Mike stops a few feet in front of the boy, who is using a stick to draw something in the dirt. A long time ago, Mike says, I had a brother who disappeared too. The stick stops moving. The boy's head lifts just a little. I don't know how it's possible that you can be here like this, Mike says, inside my dream, but I have to believe that you're here to help. The boy doesn't respond. Please, Mike said, bending toward the boy. Help me remember the man who took my brother. Help me so he never hurts another kid again. I can't do it by myself. I've tried. But it's buried too deep. The boy drops his stick. He stands and faces Mike. In flat notes, the boy speaks. If we show you, what will you give us? He asks. Mike doesn't hesitate. Anything, he says. Anything you want. Sus. The little boy rubs his up-tuned nose with a dirty hand, leaving a smidge of dirt on the tip of it. His pale brows furrowed together as he twists his lips, clearly thinking hard. Mike waits, and then the boy vanishes. Mike dashes forward and stands where the boy just stood. He is frustrated, but he's also invigorated. Things are unfolding differently. The boy talked directly to him. He's making progress. Mike glanced down at the dirt. He leans into what the boy drew. The drawing is a stick figure, but its shape is unmistakable. The boy drew a rabbit. Interesting. So in the movie, I believe they don't do this. I may be wrong, but I think in the movie, the kid, like, says that he wants Abby. Fnaf movie, all dream scenes.
This takes grit and hustle, but you don't have to do it alone. The UPS Store has your back with packing, shipping, shredding, and more. We're your one-stop shop for small biz success. Come into your local store today. The UPS Store. Be unstoppable.
You're those kids, right? Like this in my dream, but...
What will you give us?
anything. I'll give you anything you want.
Okay, no, it is the same. This book is just a movie. That's the weird thing. I expected there to be a lot. Bro, that's hilarious. So you heard that whole UPS commercial that I actually didn't want you to hear? How embarrassing. Bro, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I did not intend for that. But it was funny. It was kind of funny, though, even though I didn't intend for it. I did. I thought it'd be fun. Let's look up more UPS commercials. UPS commercials. Yeah, this one.
Trust is being able to let go. And every day, millions of businesses come to us and do just that. Into the hands of a team that moves with purpose and precision. Running on a world-class network with technology that brings visibility to every step. All delivered with a warm smile or even colder than ice. With a complete end-to-end cold chain, we hold on so you can let go. And that's why UPS is the most trusted shipping brand. UPS, be unstoppable.
Wait, let's look at more UPS commercials. This is actually awesome. What's this one?
Trust is being able to let go. And every day, millions of businesses come to us and do just that, knowing they're in the hands of the most trusted shipping brand. We hold on so you can let go. UPS, be unstoppable.
UPS. This is actually awesome. So, like, you can have your packages delivered. This is kind of cool. Let's look at this some more. Whoa.
Logistics makes the world work better.
When it's planes in the sky for a chain of supply, that's logistics.
Whoa.
When the parts for the line come precisely on time, that's logistics.
Whoa.
A continuous link that is always in sync, that's logistics.
Whoa.
Carbon footprint reduced, bottom line.
Carbon
yes,
footprint
that's
reduced.
logistics.
Whoa.
With new ways to compete, they'll be chiseled.
Whoa.
Logistics.
Oh. Oh.
Technology
Whoa.
goes, that's
Oh.
logistics.
Whoa.
Bells will ring, ring, ding, ring, ding, ring, ding. That's logistics. There will be no more stress 'cause you called UPS. That's logistics.
You can call UPS. This is awesome. I'm watching another one.
Universal Technical
I'm watching another UPS commercial. Where's a good one? I want like a good one. Oh, jeez, I'm so excited. UPS! UPS!
Oh no.
UPS! UPS! UPS!
Hi. Hello? I have a package for you.
UPS! UPS! Look at this UPS guy.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Look, UPS!
No, nothing for
Look,
me.
UPS!
There's a UPS truck. Do you mind if I call you back?
UPS! UPS! UPS!
No way.
UPS!
Oh, beer.
Whoa! UPS, I can get an ice sculpture! Whoa! I think we learned a lot today. Don't you guys think, guys? I know I learned a lot. That's silly. That's so funny. That's so fun. I just love having fun here. I just love having fun. We just like having fun here. Oh no, there's someone here. Jeff the Lady has entered the chat. Oh no! A big boss bar appears on top. Jeff the Lady. Audit the FedEx. I don't know what that means. FedEx is cringe. UPS is based. UPS is epic! How else are you gonna get your shipping done? It's gotta be UPS. They get logistics. So exciting. Where am I? Mike opened his eyes and rotated his stiff neck. He rubbed the sore muscles and looked around. Holy crap, what if I do a book reading, like, in line at the Five Nights at Freddy's haunted house? That would be fun. That would be real fun. I'll have to look into that. That'd be awesome. I could be an IRL streamer for like 30 minutes. Anyway, Mike immediately charged toward... Wait, what? Bacon, egg, and cheese? He rubbed his sore muscles and looked around the dim, quiet office, remembering that he wasn't here alone. Mike looked over at the Heidi tent. He erupted to his feet. His office chair skidded backwards and slammed into the credenza. I'm an idiot. The tent was open. The sleeping bag inside of it was empty. Mike immediately charged toward the closed office door. Before he got halfway to it, a high-pitched scream stopped him in his tracks. Mike's heart went from 0 to infinity in a nanosecond. He spun around and rushed to the CCTV monitors. Scanning them quickly, his eyes nearly shot out of his head and ping-ponged around the room. Abby! Mike gasped. I forgot to reset the audio. Sorry about that. Abby! Mike gasped. He took off pell-mell toward the dining room. How could I be so stupid? Mike asked himself as he barreled down the hall. It was Garrett all over again. Abby! Mike shouted as he burst through the archway and charged into the dining room. Mike's intestines felt like they were reaching up inside of him to strangle his lungs, and he blasted through the room. He kept his gaze, his horrified gaze, on the massive jumble of animatronics that were writhing in front of the main stage. Abby screamed. Abby's bacon, egg, and cheese. Abby's screams were coming from within the snarl of metal and rotting fur. What were those things doing to her? Stop! Mike screamed. Stop it! Let her go! Racing past the pile of furniture, Mike grabbed a broken chair. It was the only weapon he could find. As Mike raised the chair over his head, he poised to strike one of the metal and fur mounds wrapped around Abby. Whoa, I totally got rid of the comma that was right there. I'm super sorry, whoever wrote this book. I'll never happen again. I promise I will read every comment that you leave here. I promise. I don't care that you misspelt odor with order. It's okay, I'll read it. I promise I'll never mess up ever again. This stream is going off the rails. This is awful. This sucks. I'm not looking at this camera nearly enough. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Jeff Delaney. Bacon. Bacon, egg, and cheese. Whoa! The gargantuan bear charged towards Mike. Mike's breathing choked in his throat. He wanted to turn and run, but he couldn't. He had to save his sister. Mike tightened his grip on the makeshift weapon. He braced his feet on the linoleum floor. Freddy came closer and closer and closer, and he stopped a few inches from Mike. Mike held his breath, gears grinding, eyes flashing in obvious anger. The animatronic bear leaned down and put his face right in front of Mike's. The bear's scratched and dirty black nose nearly touched Mike's nose. Mike closed his eyes and screwed up his face. He started to swing the chair, even though he knew it wasn't going to help him at all. Mike! Abby called out. You're here! Mike opened his eyes and watched in disbelief as his sister, who was just fine, skipped towards him and the bear. She let out a carefree laugh, and she gave the robotic creature a big hug. Mike gasped at his sister. They wouldn't stop tickling me, Mike. Weird, Abby said. I thought I was gonna die. Seriously? Tickling? I lost my place. Mike lowered his arms. The chair hit the floor with a clatter. What the heck is going on? Mike shrugged to compute the situation. That's what it says. It says, what the heck is going on? What the heck? But he couldn't do it. Freddy, Abby said. This is my brother Mike. He works here. Freddy raised his head away from Mike's face. Just a little. Mike didn't move a muscle. His intestines eased up on his lungs infinitesimally. The animatronic's eyes were still bright, but the incandescence didn't give off the same signal. The rage Mike had felt viscerally came from the bear, was given way to what seemed to be cautious curiosity. Freddy straightened, but he kept studying. Mike. I'm sorry, I forgot your commas. I'm so sorry. Freddy straightened, but he kept studying Mike. He scanned Mike from head to toe. Mike, oh my gosh. I need to go back to kindergarten. Mike hoped he passed muster. Abby, Mike said quietly, as if he stood in front of a wild animal. Actually, a wild animal might have been an improvement on this situation. Are you okay? Abby grabbed Mike's hand. She giggled. What's going on? Mike asked, just as softly. Abby looked up at Mike with more happiness than he'd ever seen in her eyes. Come on, she said. I want you to meet the others. The others? Feeling like he had little choice, Mike let Abby pull him forward. Too dazed and too resistant, Mike realized Abby was dragging him over to where the rest of the animatronic pile had separated itself into different characters. The chick, the bunny, and the fox. The fox with a sharp metal hook. Great, Mike thought. Mike was still ultra wary, but the other three animatronics seemed to find Mike as interesting as Freddy did. They eyed him with what truly looked like eager curiosity. Mike found himself intrigued by how aging monstrosities of metal and fur could look so childlike. Mike, Abby said, this is Chica, Bonnie, and Foxy. She turned to the animatronics. Everyone, this is Mike. Everyone, I have an announcement to make. How did she know the other animatronics' names? Because, Freddy... she read the title of the movie. It's called Five Nights at Freddy's. That makes sense. But, where'd she get Chica, Foxy, Bonnie from? Is that somewhere? Is that in, the bacon, egg, and cheese cut of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Ooh, baby. Oh! Oh! One by one, and more than a bit shyly, the animatronics lifted ragged paws and waved at Mike. Acting from social conditioning, Mike started to lift his hand for a return wave. He immediately realized what he was doing and lowered his arm. In spite of the animatronic's apparent friendliness, Mike's self-preservation system backed him up a step. When it did, Mike nearly bumped into Freddy, who was lumbering back to rejoin the others. That's one thing I love about this movie, is that, unfortunately, Bonnie and Chica are the two scariest animatronics in the game. But no Book Cam! What happened to Book Cam? Book Cam, no. But, Foxy is pretty cool in the movie. He isn't really scary. He's more, cool. And Freddy is actually scary because he's huge. Which is neat. I like that a lot. Golden Freddy's lame. You can fight me on that. I don't like Golden Freddy that much. In the movie, I mean. Mike looked from the furry robots to his sister. This is a joke, right? He asked his sister. Mike frowned at the animatronics. Every one of them had broken parts, exposed and unconnected wiring, and clearly crushed gears. How were these things moving around? Sure, the animatronics were jerky and cumbersome, but they were functional. How was that possible? Mike looked around. Someone else is here, right? He said. He raised his voice. Someone's controlling them? Someone? Someone didn't step forward to take credit. Was it Vanessa? Mike wondered. Who else did he know who might be able to do this? Annoyed, Mike shouted, "Very funny. You got us. Congratulations." I hate this so much. This is like one of my least favorite things in anything ever. Where they're like, "Oh my gosh, Ashton Kutcher." You hear me? Mike bellowed. The joke's over. You can come out now. The room threw Mike's words back at him. Otherwise, silence. Mike tried again. Hello? That too, after seeming to bounce off the dining room ceiling, returned to Mike. He ground his teeth and looked at the animatronics. There's no way. Mike muttered, "It's not possible." Mike felt Abby take his hand. He looked down. Dude, you're talking to dead kids in your dreams. Why are you dictating what's possible and what's not? You're talking to a blonde guy who has also died like 30 years ago. What are you doing? What are you talking about? Mike cringe. Let's get some L mics in the chat. Let's get some cringe mics in the chat. Let's get some milk in the chat. Let's get some milks in the chat. I'm thirsty. Let's get some milk in the chat. Let's get some milkshakes in the chat. Let's get some milkshakes in the chat. Let's get some milkshakes in the chat. Okay. Let's get some milkshakes in the chat. For once, Mike got some milkshakes in the chat. Mike felt their roles reversed. Mike was the kid, a very dumbstruck kid, and Abby was the knowing adult. It's okay, Mike. Let's get some milkshakes in the chat, Abby said. Her voice was low and even, as if she was talking to a scared kitten. Let's get some milkshakes in the chat. Mike frowned at Abby. Then he looked from one animatronic to the next. This is just what the book says. Let's get some milkshakes in the chat. Since his intestines had settled back where they belonged, and his lungs were giving him more air, Mike really looked at the creatures in front of him. He said, let's get some milk in the chat. Top Hat, Bib, Bunny Ears, Pirate Hook. These were the kids from his dreams. Oh my gosh, he figured that out really fast. The truth hit Mike like a battering ram between the eyes. Let's get some milk in the chat. Whatever was happening with the animatronics was supernatural. Guys, milk. Milk in the chat. Let's get some milk in the chat. Let's get some milk. Let's get some milk. Let's get some milk on my shoulder. Let's get some 3 a.m. milk. Keith. It says Keith. It's so fun. I'm on this shirt. I'm on this shirt. I'm on this shirt. I'm right here. That's Keith. I'm right here. That's so funny. Bacon, egg, and cheese. That's hilarious. Okay. So. Okay. We got it? What's going on, man? What's up, guys? 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 Okay, some bacon, egg, and cheese. 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 Whatever was happening with the animatronics was milk. Let's get some milk in the chat. Supernatural. Mike's voice cracked when he uttered, in a low tones, "You're them." Beep, beep, beep. At first, Mike thought the sound was coming from inside his brain. A sort of ding, ding, ding of realization. What the crap? Then he came to his senses. He looked at his watch. His alarm was going off. He silenced it. Abby frowned at Mike's watch. Do we have to go home now? She asked. Mike looked at the animatronics. I think that's probably a good idea, he said. Abby nodded, her smile gone. She was clearly let down, but she didn't argue. Mike started to pull Abby toward the lobby. She freed her hand from his grasp. Hang on, she said. Okay, this is something I really, really don't like about the movie. Okay, I'm gonna be spitting some hot takes this whole stream, guys. This is something I don't like in the movie, is that the animatronics are, like, active after 6 a.m. When, like, that's the whole thing. Like, there's rules in the game that are, like, yeah, they're for gameplay purposes, but also it kind of adds to the mystery of it. Like, the place is haunted from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Like, that's the most haunted, creepy 3 a.m. 3 a.m. evil peanut butter sword time. So, you know, it's just kind of the way it is. Let me actually make this bigger. So yeah, it's just the way it is. Let me actually move this. Actually gotta move this one. Let me move that, and let me just go ahead and move this. Yeah. Okay. You know, evil peanut butter sword. Evil peanut butter sword. Okay. Bacon, egg, and cheese. I like how this is a book cam and you can't see the book at all. Awesome. Pasta. Abby pulled her drawing pad from her pocket of her bright pink overalls, and she dropped to a cross-leg position on the floor. She began scrambling away with one of her colored pencils. Abby, Mike said. 1 sec, she said. I'm almost done. It was more than 1 sec, but it wasn't more than 20 or so. Abby popped to her feet and tore off the paper she'd been drawing on. Skipping over to the blue bunny, she handed it to him. The bunny, Bonnie, took the paper from Abby delicately, as if it was the most precious thing in the world to him. He held up the paper so the other animatronics could see it. Mike took a step to his left so he could see it too. Mike's chest tightened with an emotion he couldn't quite quantify. Was he touched, worried, freaked out? Abby had drawn a red heart on the paper. I had a lot of fun tonight, Abby told the animatronics. Thank you for playing with me. Before Mike could stop her, Abby rushed forward. She threw herself at the animatronics, and they all folded their arms around her. Every muscle in Mike's body went taut, like a bow drawn back, ready to fire. Immediately, he realized, though, Immediately, let's get some milkshakes in the chat. Oh, that's weird. The book says you need to like and subscribe. Huh. This book actually says that only 20% of the people that follow my YouTube channel, or that are subscribed to my YouTube channel, aren't actually subscribed. Huh. Maybe that means you got to go down and press that subscribe button and also turn on post notifications and also leave a comment down below telling me your favorite milkshake. Weird. How strange. Mike was, immediately he relaxed, though, when he realized the intimidating robots were just giving Abby a goodbye hug. Mike was tempted to pinch himself. Ow! To see if he was in a dream. Not the usual dream, but a dream nonetheless. The scene was as nonsensical as a dream, but Mike knew it wasn't one. He really was watching a bunch of molted old jumbo-sized robot animals hugging his little sister. The spectacle was both tender and terrifying. Check please, Mike said. And then everyone laughed at the end. All right, that's chapter 16. I hope you all had a gay old time. I know I did. Next time, let's try to get 4 cameras in on this action. I'm going to try to get 4 cameras. I only have 3, but I'm going to probably break into a Best Buy and steal some cameras. This was not as bad because the chapters weren't butt nuts long, and they weren't. That was probably inappropriate. I shouldn't have said that. These chapters weren't but long, and they weren't just talking about how people broke into a restaurant for 30 minutes. All right. Thank you all so much for listening to me talk about Five Nights at Freddy's and listening to me talk about milkshakes. In the morning, why don't you treat yourself? Get yourself a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. 6 cameras. Holy crap. Don't even joke like that, Elijah. That's way too much. Don't even joke like that, Elijah. That's way too many cameras. I'm very surprised this battery lasted as long as it did. This was cool. I like how the camera quality gets like progressively worse, because you got this is beautiful, and then you got this is actually pretty good. Like, it gets good close-ups, like the detail. You can see how nasty my unshaven chin is, and then the laptop camera is bad. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of these videos, I have a playlist of the whole book. I'm probably going to leave these VODs on here because YouTube's being weird. I don't know why. I can't download my videos and upload them on a different channel in good quality. So the best quality is going to be here. So I'm going to keep them here. They're not going to go on the SamCats123 AM channel. They're just going to stay here, which I guess is fine because they don't really show up like in the videos tab. They show up in the live tab. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I hope you all had a very Five Nights at Freddy's, and I will see you guys. I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys at Five Nights at Freddy's. I wonder if I can make a face. Hold on. I'm doing an experiment. Hold on, I gotta do an experiment. Okay. So we got the eyes right there. We got the eyes. The eyes. And then the nose. Nose. Oh, shoot. This is not gonna work. Well, I guess mouth would probably be best. Mouth. Alright, let's do it. Oh man, this is gonna be strange. Okay, so like that. Oh my gosh, so like that, and then we're gonna do it here, and then I'm gonna have my body be like this. Okay. Okay. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. The dream is alive. Dream's gonna work. Hey guys! Hey guys! Hey guys, it's me, Sam. You remember me, Sam. Hey guys, it's me, Sam. Make sure to like and... Hey guys, it's me, Real Sam. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a live stream. Alright. This is stupid. You're stupid for watching this. Stop watching my videos. They're bad. Alright, good luck, Charlie. Shoot, I gotta cover all the cameras for this. I gotta cover all the cameras. Good luck, Charlie.